I'm Davy. I'm awesome. And welcome to Davy's Awesome Stories. Where I tell funny stories from my past or go on a rant in an effort to make you laugh. And this week, my son, he's at it again. He's playing a video game, and we had a power surge. Electricity went off for about 10 seconds, but it meant that while he was playing a video game, it turned it off. Which, I know the annoyance there, it sucks. But he's sitting there saying,
now I have to start back from the checkpoint.
oh, the checkpoint, that's rough, huh?
Are you gonna tell me how rough you had it again?
Oh, yes, indeedy. Back when I was a kid, when video games came out, for the most part, there was no saving the video game. Very few let you do that. Very few. Most video games, you could not save your progress. If you wanted to beat that game, then you had to finish it while you were playing it. And some of them, they were so bad that there were no checkpoints at all. If you died and you didn't have more lives, well, you just went back to the very beginning. Seriously, a lot of video games. Super Mario Brothers, Ninja Gaiden, Streets of Rage. If you ran out of lives, you had to start all over, despite the fact that you just spent 17 hours trying to finish the game. There were a lot of games that we never got to the end to because we did not have 3 consecutive days to play them. And even worse, there was just that. You'd get together, you'd all be playing a game, desperate to get to the end of it. You'd even set up a little system. Like, okay, first, you're going to play for a couple of levels, then I'm going to play for a couple of levels. You get out of here, you don't get to play at all. You suck at video games. But then you'll come along and play for a couple of levels. By that point, you'll have had a nap, you can come back and play a couple of levels. We're getting through this game today! But then what would happen? Maybe an electrical surge. Maybe your parents would call you for dinner. Which, yes, dinner. Even though you had a friend stay over the night before and you all set an alarm for 5 a.m. to start this frickin' game and get it done today. You have to stop. You have to go to dinner. So you pause the game. Better hope the console doesn't overheat. You go eat dinner real fast. You come back. You try to play the game. And guess what? Dad comes in. Okay, guys, you've been playing all day. I want to watch Star Trek. But Dad, we're so close. We only have like 3 more levels. Please, just let us keep playing. You've been playing all day. I know, but we're so close. We're going to finally see what happens when you win. Dad, please. Turn it off. You suck. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Yes, these things happened. But yet you're sitting here complaining because, yes, this little power surge makes you have to start back from the checkpoint. So you've just lost like 10 minutes worth of work. Try losing an entire day. Then there was another time. We're sitting here. We're all watching something on a streaming service. And as we're watching, we're into the movie. It cuts to an ad break.
God, I hate ad breaks.
Because, yes, I am cheap. I am not paying an extra couple dollars just for no ad breaks. I'll pay the lowest price and just deal with the ads. I also watch a lot of Tubi. It's free. But I couldn't help myself. I had to look at him and say, ad breaks? You're complaining over ad breaks? Do you realize when I was a kid, there was no ad breaks, there was commercials. And there was no way to avoid commercials. There was no paying a little extra to not have commercials. Paying extra for no commercials, that was called having HBO. Which even then, they'd finish the movie and you'd have to sit through their personal commercials of, hey, here's some other movies that are on before you got to the next movie. And you probably didn't even want to watch that one. But then here's the thing, is most of these streaming services, your ad breaks are like 30 seconds. Ours were a standard of 2 minutes. On the average television show you'd watch, it'd be about 30 minutes long. And when they later started releasing them on DVDs, no ads, you found out an episode was about 22 minutes. That means 8 minutes worth of that freaking show you just sat through was commercials. And here was the thing, is I talked about it in another one. We didn't have streaming services. We didn't have TiVo. You could not pause it. The commercial break meant hurry, get a drink, hurry, get a snack, hurry, go to the bathroom. Because if you didn't hurry and catch the end of this commercial break, you were going to miss a little bit of your show. Nobody was even dreaming of the day that we could pay a little extra to not have ad breaks. So you know what? Deal with it. Not to mention, nowadays, you're streaming, it's connected to the internet. Let's face it, we all know it's listening. It's storing data on not only what you say, but on where you go, what you see. So there's a lot of ads that at least apply to you. Like, they're not showing you the Taco Bell ad because it's random. They're showing you the Taco Bell ad because the computer heard you say you like Taco Bell. Back when I was a kid, you'd have to sit through commercials, most of which you absolutely hated, most of which about stuff you would never buy, never use, just because they bought the ad time. Now, granted, sometimes you had some funny commercials, but sometimes you had ones that just drove you nuts. Like a 1-800-COLLECT commercial, where Lassie came and told the kid to call 1-800-COLLECT. To this day, I hate that commercial. But then the final one I'll get into this week is my son had some money saved up, wanted to buy something, sitting on our laptop, and goes,
Sweet, I finally found it. It was on Amazon.
oh, you had to spend like 3 minutes sitting on your butt looking around at websites to find what you wanted, and it turns out it was on the most popular one. There was no internet shopping when I was a kid. No, when I was a kid, it wasn't like now, where you could pretty much find anything you wanted, and even stuff you didn't have any idea existed, to want. Like, heck, back then, certain things just didn't exist. Now people can find something that they liked from when they were a kid and make some merchandise for it, and you can buy it. Like, when I was a kid, you could not buy a Sleepaway Camp Angela figure. You wanted to buy something, you had to go to a store. And you had to look for it. Your phone wasn't going to tell you if it was there or not. You just had to go take the gamble. You had to walk around. You had to go to areas that it might be in. And you could find out you were wrong. Like, you would think this is in the toy section, but no, it's not. It's in electronics. And that was even if the store you went to was one that had a bunch of stuff. Because yes, we had Kmart, we had Walmart, we had Target. But sometimes they didn't have things. You had to go to a store that specifically sold the kind of stuff you were looking for. For example, for a brief time, my parents got this really great cable package. I say brief because about 2 months into it, they were like, oh, we can't afford this. We had MTV back then. It played music. I'll get into that in another video. But this one had a channel called Much Music, which at the time I just thought was a new music channel. Found out later it was Canada's version of MTV. And because it was Canada's version, of course, it was playing stuff that was popular in Canada. And there was one particular song that I absolutely loved. Don't ask me what it is nowadays. It's been so long since I gave up. I don't remember the name of the band or the song. Hardly remember the lyrics. Sometimes I just hum them. But I will tell you this. I loved this song. I wanted it so bad. We did not have iTunes. You had to buy the whole album. I figured this is not something that's very popular. It just turned out it was a song that was popular in Canada for quite a while now. Because that was another thing. Back then, to find a CD you wanted, kind of had to be a new CD or just something that was so popular that they were never going to stop carrying it. Like, any music store was always going to have Metallica's Black Album. But if it was something that was popular for a minute, now not so much, good luck. Maybe they'll have some copies, maybe they won't. To find this Canadian band with this Canadian song in one day. Keep in mind, I was 14. I did not drive. I did not have friends who could drive. We walked and we took the bus to Sam Goody, to a place called Video Madness. It was a music/movie store. To Circuit City. To Walmart. To Target. To Kmart. And I didn't buy anything that day because none of these places had it. So, you know what I did? I waited, asked my parents, will you take us to the mall in the next city over? Because the mall we had in the city I was living at, you weren't going to find anything there. We already knew that. But they took me to that mall. That mall had a Sam Goody. I looked there. I went to Hot Topic. I went to another place that's name I can't remember. Not there anymore. Wasn't even there about a year later. But it was a music store. And guess what? I still never found it. Now I could probably find it on iTunes, but again, I was 14 and I gave up and I don't remember the name of the band or the song. Now within 5 minutes, you can probably find it on your precious Amazon. So you go ahead and complain But you know what? You don't know what it's like for my generation. What it was like for us to spend an entire day playing video games, not because we wanted to, but because we had to, and still not getting to finish. Running to and from the bathroom so you didn't miss part of your show and didn't have to watch yet another frickin' Super Soaker commercial. And spending all day running from store to store to store to store and still not finding what you wanted. So there you have it. That's my story video this week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Hit the little bell so you get notifications when I post videos. And leave a comment to be answered in my next comment corner. Tell me some other ways my generation had it rough. Love you guys.